What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. If you're a true football fan, you know this day was bound to come sooner or later, but it still hits like a lightning bolt from the sky. We've got some urgent, breaking news that's shaking the very foundation of Cowboys Nation and NFL fans everywhere. It has been just announced that the Dallas Cowboys have officially traded their star quarterback, Shedeur Sanders. Yes, you've heard that correctly. The player many thought could be the next face of the franchise, the young, talented, dynamic QB with a pedigree that screams superstar potential, is now on the move. And what makes this even more mind-blowing is that Jerry Jones, the legendary Cowboys owner and architect of the franchise's modern era, has personally confirmed the trade. This isn't just speculation or rumor mill chatter anymore, this is official. Jerry Jones himself has come forward and put this news out there for the world to hear. Now, let's take a moment and let that sink in. The Dallas Cowboys, a franchise with one of the most loyal and passionate fanbases in all of sports, have parted ways with a player like Shedeur Sanders, who has been viewed not just as a promising quarterback but as part of a new generation, a fresh future for the team. It's the kind of trade that sends shockwaves far beyond the Lone Star State, rippling throughout the entire NFL landscape. This is the kind of news that fuels endless debates, late-night arguments, and deep dives into every possible angle. And that's exactly what we're here to do. For months, there had been whispers, subtle hints that maybe the Cowboys were reconsidering their long-term quarterback strategy. Sure, Dak Prescott has been the cornerstone of Dallas offense for several years now, but there have been questions about durability, contract costs, and overall fit in the team's system. Shedeur Sanders, with his impressive college resume and undeniable talent, was seen as a high-upside alternative, a potential heir apparent who could take the reins once Doc's prime years wind down. Jerry Jones himself had praised Sanders publicly, calling him a top prospect and speaking glowingly about his football IQ and leadership qualities. And yet, Jones was also candid that the Cowboys' current roster configuration, including Prescott's status as their franchise quarterback, made it difficult to envision a scenario where Sanders could seamlessly fit into the team's plans. So to see the Cowboys actually pull the trigger on a trade involving Sanders feels like a full 180 strategic pivot that nobody saw coming at this scale. This move is massive, not just because of the player involved but because of what it signals about Dallas's direction. Jerry Jones is known for making bold, sometimes controversial moves. But this trade? It's on a whole new level. It's an unmistakable declaration that the Cowboys are ready to shake things up, recalibrate, and perhaps embrace a new era sooner than expected. There's an underlying message here: the status quo isn't enough anymore. Whether it's dissatisfaction with the current quarterback situation or a desire to add more weapons and draft capital for a long-term rebuild, the team is making it clear they're not afraid to take risks. Of course, when you trade away a high-profile player like Shedeur Sanders, the obvious question is, what did Dallas get in return? While the official details haven't been completely released yet, there's widespread speculation that the Cowboys secured a package of high-value draft picks, possibly multiple first-round selections spanning the next 2 years. Alongside those picks, it wouldn't be surprising if some young players with upside or established contributors were involved in the deal, giving Dallas more flexibility to rebuild and reload. Given Sanders' potential and pedigree, he's the son of Hall of Famer Deion Sanders. After all, the asking price would have to be steep. Dallas isn't in the business of giving away talent lightly, especially at quarterback. The trade also impacts the broader quarterback landscape in the NFL. With Shedeur Sanders moving on, it changes the dynamic not only for Dallas but also for whichever team lands him. That new team instantly becomes a focus, with fans and analysts eager to see how Sanders fits into their offense, how quickly he can take over the starting role, and what kind of ceiling he has in the pros. Meanwhile, Dallas will now have to rethink their quarterback strategy. Will they rely on Dak Prescott to continue leading the team? Or are we about to see more moves, perhaps drafting another QB or making another trade? The quarterback carousel in the NFL is always spinning, but this trade accelerates the changes for the Cowboys in a way few expected. One of the most fascinating aspects of this trade is Jerry Jones' public confirmation. Typically, Teams hold their cards close to the vest until all the ink is dry. But Jones is Jerry Jones. He loves controlling the narrative and making sure the Cowboys' voice is heard loud and clear. By stepping forward and confirming the trade, he's not only putting an official stamp on it but also setting the tone for how the franchise wants to be perceived. Whether it's about signaling confidence in the team's future moves or trying to soften the blow for fans, Jones is managing this situation very deliberately. That kind of transparency, at least at this stage, is unusual and adds to the story. The cultural and emotional ties involved here also can't be ignored. The Sanders name carries weight in Dallas. Deion Sanders, Shedeur's father, is a beloved figure with a legendary NFL career and a lasting impact on the sport and the Cowboys fanbase. There had been so much hope and buzz about the possibility of Deion's son carrying the torch in Dallas, continuing a family legacy that transcends football. Trading Shedeur away breaks that narrative and creates a lot of questions about what's next for the Sanders family and their ties to the franchise. It's a poignant reminder that professional football is ultimately a business, where decisions have to be made for the good of the team, regardless of sentimental connections. But let's not forget the fans. Cowboys fans are among the most passionate and vocal in the NFL. This trade is sure to ignite heated discussions across social media, message boards, and sports talk shows nationwide. Some will be furious, feeling like the team gave up on a rising star too soon or mishandled the quarterback situation. Others will applaud the Cowboys for making a bold move that might pave the way for a stronger roster in the coming years. Regardless, the emotional rollercoaster that comes with trading a popular player is real, and the franchise will have to work hard to keep fans on board. Looking at the immediate impact, the Cowboys will face some serious challenges filling the void left by Sanders. If Dak Prescott is still in the fold, they'll need to manage the roster carefully to give him the best chance to succeed. If Prescott's future is in question, Dallas will need to explore other options fast, whether that means promoting a backup, signing a veteran free agent, or drafting a new QB prospect. The pressure on the coaching staff and front office to stabilize the situation will be immense. The NFL season waits for no one, and any disruption at the quarterback position can lead to rocky starts and lost momentum. In the midterm, the success or failure of this trade will hinge on how Dallas uses the assets they gained. If those draft picks turn into franchise cornerstones or if they manage to land game-changing players through other deals, this trade could be remembered as one of the smartest strategic moves in Cowboys history. But if the assets don't pan out, and the team struggles to find a reliable quarterback or contends with roster holes, critics will be quick to point fingers. Jerry Jones and the Cowboys front office will be under a microscope, with every decision analyzed for signs of a rebuild or collapse. For Shedeur Sanders, this trade opens a new chapter. Leaving the Cowboys means stepping into a different organization, with new coaches, new teammates, and new systems. The pressure to perform and justify his potential will be intense. But this is also an opportunity, a chance to shine without the shadow of Prescott looming, to take the reins fully and build his own legacy. For a young player with immense talent and drive, a fresh start can be exactly what's needed to reach the next level. That's all for today's deep dive into the breaking news of the Cowboys trading Shedeur Sanders, confirmed by Jerry Jones himself. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you never miss an update on this story or any other big NFL news. Drop your thoughts in the comments. What do you think this trade means for Dallas? Is it genius or a gamble too far? And how do you see Shedeur's career unfolding after this? Let me know.